Hi, Facebook. We're coming to you live today from Guanacaste, Costa Rica. This is the Rythmia Life Advancement Center in Guanacaste. We're a spiritual center that focuses on, it's actually a life advancement center, that focuses on a particular type of healing. And the actual type of healing is soul reclamation or soul merging is the type of healing that we do. And we use sacred plant medicine and transformational breath work and all different kinds of modalities, metaphysical teachings, all at the same time and at the same place. So you have these amazing plant ceremony journeys and great teachings from metaphysical thought leaders and teachers. Our own workshops that are here. It's the workshop is called the Rythmia Way. And we've been doing this for about 22 months. We've had tremendous success. What makes this place unique is that when people leave, they're given an electronic survey via email that they fill out. And 93% of the people that have been here report a life-changing miracle during their stay. And 6 months later, they report that miracle is still with them. And they attribute their stay here to a turning point in their life, a true turning point. And real quickly about me, my name is Gerry, Gerry Powell, and I work here at Rythmia, and you know, I got this idea because of something that happened to me. I was a businessman, and I was terribly, terribly unhappy. I was a multi-millionaire. The last company I sold for about $90 million in real money, and I was suicidal. I had a terrible life. I was upset. I was sad. I was so sad, and I came to a plant ceremony, a retreat, and I had the most amazing experience of my life, and it changed my life inside and out. So I started this center along with my wife, Brandy, and we've been doing this tremendous, amazing work. Over 1,000 people have come and received their miracle and report that they still have that miracle in their life. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the concept of this soul reclamation and why plant medicine is used and why transformational breath work is used in the combination of plant medicine and breath work, why this all happens and what it's about. What's interesting is that on the medicine, you will get to see different things, and those things talk to you. And the medicine told me that all people, between when you're conceived and 5 years old, you're born, and you're very much in your body and your soul, and everything's in one place. And then something happens to you between when you're conceived and 5 years old, and you actually split from your soul. You split. You're within the same aura, but you split from your soul. And this split does a lot of things to you. But we believe in the medicine said that all disease, all addictions, all disorders, and all sadness result from this split. Now the good thing is you're designed to split. That in order for you to expand your consciousness from this journey, you must split to feel all alone. And that's where all the growth comes in, is from feeling this feeling of aloneness and separation. That's where your growth comes in. What we specialize in is putting these back together. And we found out that when we put someone back together, that their diseases go away, their addictions go away, their disorders go away, and their sadness leaves them. And this is what we specialize in at Rythmia, and we consider ourselves to be one of the best, if not the best, at doing this in this type of setting. So what Rythmia looks like is it's a beautiful resort in Guanacaste, Costa Rica. We're about a 5-minute walk from the beach. We're in a beautiful resort. Like I said, this is a truly amazing resort with swimming pools, a health club, a gym, a spa, we do the Dead Sea Cleanse here, which is an open water gravity fed cleanse, colonic, that happens here. We have amazing yoga, Shiva Ray yoga. We have farm to table organic food, and we actually know the goats who give us our cheese. It's really, really, really a super cool place. And when this transformation happens, when this remerging occurs, you can see a person, you can see them change in the week that they're here. Their face changes, the way their eyes connect with you change, everything changes. And we've seen all kinds of things that have been incurable go away overnight. We've seen cancer get cured. While we're here, we've seen lumps and tumors go away during their stay here. We've seen things that are apparently cluster B things that are supposed to stick forever, like borderline personality disorder, narcissistic personality disorder, antisocial personality disorder. All these things leave within a week of people being here, and it actually happens. I'm going to tell you, those are all the good things. The hard part of this is, it's a hard week. There's no two ways about it. This is one hard week. It's filled with joy, and it's filled with tears, and it's filled with laughter, but it's a hard week. But this is a once in a lifetime thing. You come here, and it will change your life forever. I have a guest with us. We had a beautiful group here this past week. We had a wonderful group, and I believe every single person within that group, except one out of 34, I believe, or 33, got their miracle. This week we have a full house, closer to about 90 people, and we'll get all of them their miracle. But I'd like to introduce you to my new friend, who he's from Golden, Colorado. This is Bailey. Bailey, tell me what do you do for a living back home?
No, currently I'm unemployed, and so this was the perfect time for me to be able to come out here. I'm in between jobs, and one of the main reasons that I came here is try to find what career move I need to make right now in my life.
And what was your path before? What were you doing for a living before?
I've been a little everything. I was a financial advisor, and then I couldn't find anything that would really stick with me. So now I was a personal trainer. I've been everywhere.
That's how you're so nice and trim.
I try.
That's it, brother. And did you research plant medicine before you came here, or ayahuasca, or anything like that?
I researched a lot of stuff. I tried so much stuff. I've been in this weird, really bad depression for a long time. So I was researching everything I could do to kind of figure out how to cure this depression. And my ego was always getting in my way, thinking I could do it myself. And I couldn't find it. But I just got lost in my thought.
Don't worry about it. But now the thing is, you also believe that there was probably some prescriptions that weren't helping you years ago too.
No, that was I know for sure it was Adderall. I took Adderall, in college I started taking Adderall, and then eventually I couldn't stop taking Adderall. If there was Adderall anywhere I'd taken it, it led me down into this deep hole that I couldn't get out of. It led me to.
And even though after you stopped doing Adderall, the depression was still.
It was still there. It turned me into a hermit crab. I stopped hanging out with people. It literally I started getting social anxiety because I didn't want to hang out or do anything. I wanted to stay in my room by myself.
And this is a big thing with me, that the prescription drugs that are going on for depression and anxiety and the opioids and everything, they're killing people left and right to make $20 from writing a script. It's such a terrible thing. But and for most people that get in that addiction, then come out the other side, their brain chemistry is so whacked out that they can't seem to shake the depression. It's a very, 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 very common thing. So what you experienced was very, very normal. So then you started looking at different things, and you came across ayahuasca, or how did
Yeah,
that
and so I came across ayahuasca, and so I was like, man, I need to find a place where I can do this ayahuasca. And so I started researching, and Rythmia came up. And after reading all the reviews on TripAdvisor, I was like, this is the place. And I was real nervous because it's ayahuasca, and it's something I've never done. And I've never done any hardcore drugs or anything like that, and so I'm always nervous that I'm going to react crazy and lose my mind.
Absolutely. And let me ask you this: and by the way, if you think this would be helpful to anybody, please do me a favor and press share right now. And during this, if you have any questions, we have counselors standing by. You dial 866-936-9446. I want to get back to this for 1 second though. Was there alcohol use involved with the prescription, or was it alcohol after? Tell me your.
It was with the prescription. It's I had to do it to bring me down.
To balance it out.
To balance it out, and so it was a constant like this, and bring me up and then drop me down, and it was a never-ending cycle.
Yeah, terrible time. And so you're researching the ayahuasca. And let me ask you this: when you researched all that stuff on the internet, and you read some ayahuasca stories and stuff, there's a lot of shit out there that looks super scary.
Yeah.
Were you? It's normal to be somewhat apprehensive.
Yes.
Like,
no, I was nervous. I was super nervous. But once you get here, this place is amazing. It's so amazing. And then once you start going through your workshops and all the classes, it puts you at ease. So you're able to go on this journey, not having to worry about a bunch of stuff, where you can focus on your own journey.
And I could tell that when I met you that you'd done a lot of personal work. Have you been a searcher for a while? Have you been?
Yeah, I got into meditation. I was doing yoga. I mean, working out all the time. That's a form of my meditation. It wasn't. I wasn't getting my answer, and I couldn't find an answer.
And so you get here, and you're happy with the place, and felt it was like it is super clean. We'll say that, right?
It's like a resort, like a luxury resort, literally.
Yeah.
In like a jungle out here by the beach. And the beach is like right over there. And I went surfing almost all week. It's wonderful.
Super cool. And I remember seeing you on the first day. I thought, oh, this guy's doing some work. And then you go to our class, and then at night, it's come for the first time that you were. Let me ask you this: when I was drawing those circles, about the 3 circles, did you think it pertained to you? Did you feel that you were split from your soul?
It made perfect sense.
It made perfect sense.
Perfect sense.
So we're going up to drink the first night, and the first night we have a very calming kind of Brazilian medicine. And how did your first night? Were you getting nervous?
I was, yeah, of course. I was super anxious and nervous. Yeah. The first 2 nights were work for me.
In what way? Explain. What way is work?
It was. It took a while for me to actually surrender to the medicine, to let it work. And I think that's why it was so rough for me the first 2 nights. It was more of an uncomfortable, like a purge where I'm yawning, and I couldn't get comfortable, and I couldn't relax. But once you surrender to it, you open up to the medicine. The medicine, it tells you exactly what you need to know, and that's so amazing to me.
And can I ask you, the first and second night, did you throw up?
No, I didn't throw up.
You didn't throw up the first night or the second night?
No, I didn't.
Did you have diarrhea?
No.
Oh, fantastic! There's a lucky one. I'm going to tell you, if you're coming here, there's a good chance you're going to throw up and have diarrhea. There's the absolute chance.
Thursday night
you did. I figured that. So the big thing though that your form of work with it was in the form of what? How did it was fighting you because you were trying to control it.
Yes.
And that's where the work, that's the thing. And then all of a sudden you surrender completely, because you know why you surrendered? Because you know you have to. There's no way around it.
Yes, you do.
This is the most beautiful part about it, is that it's the clear winner. So you just, at some point you give up. And then in that moment you give up, the magic starts happening. So tell me what was going on? Tell me.
Well, I guess that was, I fully surrendered on Wednesday. talked to the ayahuasca, and I told my intentions, and I completely surrendered to it, and I drank it. And I went and laid down, and then next thing I know, I was getting surgery by these ancient alien praying mantis Egyptian things that crawled into my mouth and were literally making new routes in my brain, like rewiring stuff, and it was
working on you.
Yes.
And you could feel it too, right?
Yes, I could see it. I could see it in my brain.
I'm with you. And they were creating new pathways for you to think in a new way.
Yes.
Right? And that's amazing too. Now, did you throw up on Wednesday night?
I didn't.
Thursday night.
My purge Wednesday night was uncontrollable laughing.
Oh, you started laughing all day.
I laughed so hard, I don't even know how I was able to walk around on Thursday.
How beautiful is that? That's not a bad purge. That's a good purge. And so they were in your mind, and they're making new roads. And by the way, the plant medicine, that's exactly what it does. It gets your brain to fire where there's neuroplasticity. Get your brain to fire in a new route, in a new road. So that's exactly medicinally what was happening in your mind at the same time, which is crazy. And then what were you with the intention of wanting to merge back with your soul, or was that
right after the surgery, I asked to get merged back with my soul. And literally right after that, I found myself hugging myself, and it wasn't myself talking, but my voice was telling me, I love you so much.
How beautiful
it was literally, I heard, you're so fucking awesome, I love you so much, and I was just going like this, and it wasn't me, literally,
I understand.
I guess it was my soul literally telling
Absolutely.
me, bro, I love you so much.
Isn't that, you know why? Here's the reason, this is my nickel on this. Your soul loves you when you do this for it. When you prove to your soul that you want it back so bad, you're willing to put yourself and make a change and draw a line in the sand with your life, then your soul says, guess what? This guy's okay. And I'm safe to be with him. I'm safe. So the next day you're walking around in one. How did it feel?
I was floating around. Literally after that night, I could have ran around this complex 100 times. I felt so good.
That's the truth, right? It's just the funniest part about this, it's like if you get used to walking around with a stone in your shoe, eventually you stop feeling the stone, right? But you forget. And at the time you stop feeling the stone is the exact time that you forget what it was like to really be pain-free. So all of a sudden, when you get back into here, it feels like you just got a brand new bicycle. You're floating around, flying around. Everything is free and easy. And that's why. And did you notice this? The look on everybody else's face by the time they're going, like
this. It's like you said at the beginning. It's completely. You come in here and everybody's like, oh, they're searching. Then boom, everybody's like me, floating around, happy, loving. You make so many connections through all these ceremonies and stuff that you can't help but to love everybody that you came here with. It's
crazy,
amazing,
right?
People that you never would have thought. You're like, I love you, you know.
And so let me ask you this: so on Wednesday you got you're back in your soul. So now there were classes on Wednesday. There's probably the Answer Is You and some of the things. Did you go to any of that stuff?
Yes, they were all
That's
great.
on Thursday, and then Thursday night we have our big celestial party. So tell me how your Thursday night went.
Thursday was my purge night. My
So puking and shitting?
Yes, all the above, and it was all the alcohol that I used to numb myself from the Adderall and all that stuff. It was literally watching it come out of me. I was like, that's literally wine and alcohol coming out of me. I could see it.
You could actually see. This is all the drinking I did.
Yes.
This is all the abuse I've given myself.
I could see it, and then when I closed my eyes, I could see myself throwing up the wine.
Amazing.
And alcohol.
Amazing. See, this is the stuff that, this is to me, and I have to say this, and when he was doing that, and I was up there myself on Thursday night, and when I see these people that come here, and I see them going through it, and I see them back together like this is the most amazing job. You couldn't have a better job than my job in the world. It's the greatest job in the world. And by far, I wouldn't trade present. There's nothing I trade for this because I get to see this. So after you throw up and after you have diarrhea, I had diarrhea. I lost 5 pounds Thursday night. And literally,
Yeah,
five
I bet.
physical pounds.
Yes.
So I had diarrhea all night, which is more than anybody needs to know. But the feeling of this, and so now the next day, so that's Friday morning, now you're without not that there was an addiction to alcohol, but you threw up the abuse that you gave to yourself over it.
Exactly.
That's gone. You're back in your soul. And so how was that day? How was Friday?
You know, it felt good. That alcohol was been in. I was like, it cleaned me so well. It healed me. Like I don't like the alcohol is so. I'm so over alcohol. I'm so over Adderall. It's amazing how the medicine just cleaned me out.
It does.
It's what I needed. Exactly what I needed.
And that now Thursday night's an all night thing for us. So come when the morning came around, when you were seeing, because it's crazy here, in the morning on our full night ceremony is Thursday night, and in the morning the sun's coming up, the monkeys are howling, the birds are singing. It's the blessings are still going on. Like
the blessings are so amazing. The healing. I love that.
Yeah, it's
so beautiful. Yeah, you see the sunset and then you see the sunrise. It's like full circle. It was amazing.
Amazing night, right?
It was so amazing.
And if you could talk to someone, because there's people out here that are thinking about this, that you know their soul heard the call and they want to participate, but they might be a little afraid of the plant ceremonies or the plant medicine aspect of the whole thing. And it's not just the plant medicine. This is breath work, plant medicine, classes, support, talks, food, and food that heals you, healing food. This is cleanses and colonics and all kinds of stuff all in one bowl. But a lot of people are a little bit afraid of the plant medicine side of it. What would you tell them about?
I tell them, don't be scared. Go do it. I mean, it's once you get here, everything melts away, and all the classes, all the workshops, the breath work, it all works together synergy wise, and it's you just have to come out here. If you're waiting for something to tell you to come out here, just come out here. You'll find it. It's the staff here is so amazing. All the shaman, they know the right things. They're here for you. They want you to get your miracle, and they put all this love and work. Not only are we working real hard, but these people are working real hard for you to get this miracle, and it's amazing. It's us. There's not words to explain how amazing you guys are.
Thank you for saying that. And I want you to see too that it was not only you, Billy, that everybody around you, right? When you look at everybody comes in, and this is the funniest thing is here. People get here, and they have their thing going on. Everybody has their thing, right? So with one guy, it might be he thinks he's here because he drinks too much. With another guy, he thinks he's here because he has depression. Another guy thinks he's here because he has a problem with his girlfriend or wife. Like a woman's here and she thinks she's here for her kids and all this stuff. So everybody's kind of to themselves. And then by about Thursday, everybody's one unit and they're all getting well at the same kind of pace. Some are ahead of others, but it's the same general direction. By today, when you see these faces, it's hard to describe to people how this phenomena could be happening, right?
It's crazy. It's just like you want to go hug every single person. When you first get here, you're like, you see everybody, and they're all kind of closed, and they all have their own situation. Now we're all so open to each other. We all know exactly what happened, and we all know everyone's like received something.
Uh-huh.
It's amazing.
Do you feel that, and by the way too, if you have questions, any questions during this, I'm going to answer them, some of them during the talk, like when we're done we're going to have questions, we're going to answer questions, and if you have some that you posted, I will answer them later, but I have a question for you. How do you feel, now that you know you have to go home, are you going home tomorrow? Or
Yes.
today? Tomorrow? So you have one more breath class
Yes.
today, one more breath work session. How do you feel about going home? Like, do you feel like I'm afraid, or I can't wait to get there, or my life is going to be different, or what?
No, I'm excited. I'm
Uh-huh.
ready. I'm ready for this new chapter and just to, cause I'm gonna go home and people are gonna be like, "Whoa,
What happened?
What happened to you?" And with that breathwork class, last night I did breathwork and I had almost an ayahuasca experience.
It's how it is. Yeah.
I literally, after breathing, I was loving myself again and laughing uncontrollably. And so I can't wait for that breath class tonight, to tell you the truth.
And the neat thing there is we give you like great skills to go home with too. The 100 breaths is
Yes.
an amazing skill to take home. But in your life, like when I talk to people here and they have this shift, I can look at them and they know shit has just gotten different. So like, it's not like it's a fairyland that you're afraid to leave. Most people are like ready to rip shit and burn. They want to get back in life and they want to be like, hey, I'm me. I get who I am now. I'm this way, and that's the feeling that I get from you. That you got that kind of vibe going, yeah?
Yeah, no, I'm completely ready. And your class the other day, you gave us the tools that we need for the next 14 days to survive, and I got everything I need, I think.
I know. And once you're the great thing about this, and this is what we learned, that very few things, at least in my life before, I was a searcher just like you, and I would go and I would try different things, and it would last 3 days. Like I would go to a wonderful workshop or read a book, and I would say, I fucking have it. I got it. Nobody can take it away from me. And then 5 days later, it would be 3 days later, actually, it'd be long forgotten. The thing with this is this happened to me on July 4th of 2014, and it's been with me every day since that day. Not that there haven't been bad days, but I'm a different human. I'm a different person within a person, and this thing sticks. And what's so funny is the medicine, I said to the medicine, when does it go? And she said to me that even death doesn't take it away. You're in yourself, and it's a great thing in life. The older we get, but that's what some people happens very young. But losses start early in life, and they go with us for our whole life. We lose friends, family, parents, siblings, businesses, jobs. It's a game of loss. Life has entropy in it. So it's a game of loss. You start out 6 foot, you start out as a 2 foot kid, you wind up 6 foot, you die 5'7". It's it's a thing like this where there's gains and losses. The beautiful thing is I've never had something that I wasn't at risk of losing. I have a beautiful wife, gorgeous wife, who I'm crazy about, but there's always risk of loss, right? There's risk of loss with children, with family, with this. This is something, there is no risk of, once you have it, it's truly yours. It's not like $1. You put it in a checking account and it's gone. This is yours. And this is the greatest part about this thing, is that this is the one thing, and this is why it's worth the work. It's something, you work it at once and it's with you forever. It's the greatest of all of the greatest things. I'm stoked about the whole idea, right? But
yes.
But now you're ready to go back. Let me ask you, when you first heard about it, how long from when you decided that you were going to come till you called us and committed to coming?
So I saw the reality of truth, and I never really thought about doing the ayahuasca, and then I guess it was about the beginning of November.
Uh-huh.
I had this calling. I need to
I need to
try the ayahuasca, and then
So you watch The Reality of Truth, which is something that if you're ever going to watch a movie about plant medicine, The Reality of Truth is a really good one. I wouldn't say it's the best one. It's a really, really good one. It's Michelle Rodriguez from the Fast and Furious, Deepak Chopra, Michael Beckwith, a bunch of thought leaders. Is Graham Hancock in that? I don't think he is. He might be. I don't know. No, but he's been here. But a bunch of thought leaders and a great storyline. Our friend Zappy Zappelin was in that movie. But you watched that movie and then you waited how long before you made the call, do you think?
it was 2 months until I had the urge that like, I need to go do ayahuasca. I went onto TripAdvisor, looked for some spots. Next day I called Rythmia.
So this is interesting. So you saw us in The Reality of Truth, and then when you saw us on TripAdvisor, connected, and you said, I know this, da 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 da.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to tell you is that the moment that you call up and you make a commitment, even if it's to come a year from now, the moment that you call and make a commitment, things start happening in your life. And I hear this all over the place, that people say, yeah, it got weird. Once I called up, then all these things serendipitously started happening that helped the process get along. So by all means, if you're thinking about it, do it. Now I want to say one other thing in regards to Bailey and what happens here. You know, I feel bad for people because when this break happens, when you split from yourself between when you're conceived and 5 years old, something gets imprinted on your subconscious mind because you left yourself and you know it. So the only person that leaves themselves leaves because they're not enough, and that's the way the brain stores this thing. So a classic example of that is a guy gets a raise and then loses his girlfriend, or a woman has a beautiful baby and then has a problem with the husband. You can't seem to get all the plates spinning because this thing's imprinted on your subconscious mind. So people go to all these workshops and talk therapy, and oh sure, that makes sense. So they sit there and talk therapy, and the guy says, well, you have a lot to be happy about. Look at this and look at that and look at this. And in that moment she goes, yes, I do. And in that moment it's all good. And then the moment that she grabs her keys and puts it in her car and has to think of something else, then autopilot takes over and you're depressed again. So all the talk therapy in the world, and I'm a fan of talk therapy, all the talk therapy in the world is not going to do this for you. It's not going to, the thing that works here is that two things. You're in the darkest sometimes part of your mind. The medicine goes in and cleans it and then shows you your own darkness, which is a beautiful thing to see. And then you make a soul agreement with your soul, a real soul agreement to put yourself together, and that agreement's uncancelable. And at the same time, your brain's being rewired so you can't think the same way. This is crazy stuff, but it's absolutely true. And this is the thing that happens while you're here at Rythmia. And interestingly enough, today I'm going to run out of battery in a couple of minutes, but I want to say thank you, Bailey, for being here. And you look like a different guy. You look like there's peace in your eyes, and I can see it. And you just had a crazy time. So I want you to stay in touch with us. And when you get back to Colorado, to let us know how you're doing. Do you have any plans to come back ever? You're gonna come back?
Oh yeah.
Okay, because we'd love to see you. For all you guys out there, if you left a question on Facebook, I'll get into it in a couple minutes. I'll be answering those questions. And I want to thank all you that come every week and see this thing. And by all means, please share this. If you know anybody that's ever had anything to do with prescription meds and it hasn't worked out, and they've tried a bunch of different things and nothing seems to work. And I don't necessarily mean the addiction itself, although I do. I mean more the depression and the anxiety and the things that take over after these medications had permeated our lives. They're not a good thing. And so, I mean, if you know anybody who can benefit from this, by all means, please share this. Please come and visit us in Costa Rica. We're coming into our summer. It's getting warm. The sun's getting hot. But please come and visit us. God bless you. God keep you. God hold you. And we will see you next week. Thank you so much. Thanks, Billy.
Thank you.
I have to slide this.